If you have a project and you're overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, this video is absolutely going to be for you. A lot of people intuitively understand that if you have something big and intimidating, you need to break that down into smaller, more doable steps. We've heard that, we've been told that before. But the question is, how do you actually do that? No one ever teaches or tells you a framework for breaking down said project. And that is exactly what I'm going to do in today's video. Hi, my name is Dr. Karen Nordin. I am a PhD level mindset and behavior change expert here to bring you the real science behind self-help. If productivity and personal development are something that you're interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so that you never miss a video. I am going to give you today one of my favorite frameworks for breaking down a project. But before we do that, I want to back up and make sure we lay the correct foundation for that project breakdown. There's two things that I want you to do before you dive into the activity I'm about to teach you. Number one is set aside time specifically to break down the project. This is not time where you're going to be actually starting the project. You're not going to be doing any work for it. You're just going to put half an hour to an hour in your schedule for you to really tackle that project and break it down using the framework that I'm about to teach. Step number two is I want you to approach this with curiosity, compassion, and interest. I want you to think about breaking down this project as solving a problem, but you're not necessarily looking for the right answer. You're looking for all of the different possible answers you could come up with. The truth is, there's probably a lot of different ways to approach the project that you're feeling intimidated by, and putting pressure on ourselves to find the right way to do it as if there's only one way doesn't help us at all. So with that said, let's dive in. Today, I'm going to teach you our MSP Framework, which is one of my favorite frameworks for approaching anything that seems a little bit intimidating to you. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take out a piece of paper, and in the comments below, I want you to put what project you practiced breaking down in this video. For the cases of this video, I'm going to use the example of moving to a new house. You're going to take your piece of paper, and the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to divide it into 3 different columns just like this. I want you to put an M on top of the first column, an S on top of the second column, and a P on top of the third column. The first thing that you're going to do is I want you to brainstorm the bare minimum tasks, the bare minimum blocks that need to happen in order for this specific project to get done. So for example, in order to move, I need to pack stuff, I need to schedule the movers, and I need to unpack in the new place. At the very, very, very baseline, that's all that needs to happen. That is officially my minimum. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to write down a list of tasks that I might have to do in my perfectionistic fantasy of how this project is going to go. I'm going to take a minute, brainstorm, and then I'll read off that list. Okay, in my perfectionistic fantasy land, here's the version of moving that I'm going to do. It breaks down into donating old clothes, going through my kitchen and pantry and getting rid of dishes and old items that I'm not using anymore, making sure that as I pack my items, all of the items are sorted and labeled perfectly so that when they get to their new location, I know exactly where they are. I personally always love to do something for the movers, so get some sort of moving day treats for them, as well as unloading the boxes when I get to my eventual location and cleaning before I unpack a single item. Do you see the difference? In the minimum, we're only doing the couple of things that we absolutely need to do in order to complete the project. But in the perfectionistic version, we get to do all the bells and whistles. Here's the truth about life. You probably are going to want to do more than the minimum because that's what's going to make you feel good about yourself. but you probably are not going to get all the way to the perfectionistic version. And sometimes focusing too hard on the perfectionistic version is what stops us in our tracks and makes the project too overwhelming to even start. And so that's why our perfectionistic version and our minimum are going to come together to create the middle ground, the place where we are satisfied. So to combine these two lists, I might say, yes, I am going to take 10 minutes and do a quick closet purge. That's going to give me the perfectionistic idea of getting through my old clothes, but it's also pretty much as quick as just generally packing. Then I'm going to pack everything up, and I'm going to make sure that each box has a general label on it. After that, I'm going to have the movers go through, and I might actually just decide to do mover pizza. That way, it's not something I have to make in advance, but I'm still able to thank them for a job well done. After that, I'm going to unpack, and I might do a quick 30-minute clean before unpacking. So now I have a version of my project where I've spelled out complete tasks that I need to focus on, and I can always scale up or scale back depending on what happens in my life. What I would love for you to do in the comments is tell me, what project are you struggling to break down, and what is one of the things that's on your satisfactory list? After you go through this activity, what did you land on as the steps to that specific project? Now, if you want more detailed help and more frameworks like this on how to break down goals or projects that seem overwhelming or intimidating, especially if you're doing these projects on a regular basis, I highly recommend checking out our Change Academy membership. We have an entire workshop with a full PDF packet in there on how to approach goals that feel intimidating to you from a tangible standpoint and from a mindset standpoint as well, which is something that I didn't really cover in today's video. Go ahead and check that out. The link in the description will give you a 3-day free trial, which is super, super fun, and I hope you enjoy. I'll see you in the next video.